Hello, I'm doing a walk and talk. Um, just had this sudden insight to talk about Chinese medicine and meditation practice. In my meditation practice, I mean Vipassana style, clear seeing, um, the non duality stuff between non duality and even duality, where emptiness and form are inseparable from one another. Anyway, so that's the groundwork, and if that's kind of the language that you are interested in, then this is a video for you, I suppose. I'm just running because people are waiting. So, in Chinese medicine, we talk a lot about imbalances, disharmony, yin and yang. Our fundamental diagnostic principle is the 8 principles, which is essentially identifying the 4 dichotomies that are core to health. That is internal, external, hot, cold, excess, deficiency, and yin and yang. The first 3, internal, external, it makes sense. Like, is this harmony existing more on the internal or more on the external? Is it more hot or cold? Is it more excess or deficient? The last dichotomy, yin and yang itself is not very categorizable. It's only associative. What I mean by that is there isn't fundamental meaning to either of these. They are built from one's own understanding of associations. So we use the 8 principles to understand health and well-being and all such things. So, what do I mean by this statement then? What it is called an imbalance in Chinese medicine is called an imbalance because it is not an imbalance. It is not an imbalance. This is where the more sutra-like, non-duality type thing comes into play. To recognize that, in other words, the statement is saying, to recognize that even disharmony, the 8 principles, where one falls into one of the dichotomies, even that is inseparable from awake awareness. What is called a disharmony is called a disharmony because it is not a disharmony. This is kind of the thing, right? So, why is this important? Because if you are a medical practitioner, if you are helping people of any kind, this is what Ram Dass means by when he says, do you already see the person as perfect and complete? Whatever he says, I forget. Not disharmony. Do you see them already fundamentally inseparable from source, from perfection itself, from completeness, from the complete perfection? If we were to consider 2 scenarios, scenario A being that of this person has so many issues, they have this and this dichotomy, they're like far on the spectrum of disease. That's scenario A. Scenario B is this person is experiencing a lot of these particular experiences in this dichotomy range, and that can all be there. That's all allowed to be there. And in allowing it to be there, we're also allowing change to occur. From the practitioner's point of view, this fundamentally changes our relationship to the patient. Do we see this patient in need of a lot of help from us, in need of our energy, in need of our time? Or do we see this patient as someone who is already an expression of perfection of source. If you were to be in this scenario and now play that of the patient, how much more so would you want to be the patient in scenario A, where the doctor or the practitioner is considering you with all these health imbalances, versus scenario B, where they already perceive you as fine, completely fine, and they are still here to help in the ways they're needed to help. This isn't about nihilism. This isn't about not doing anything. This isn't about inaction. It's about right action through right view in Buddhist language. It's about seeing clearly. This person is inseparable from awake awareness, and I can still help. And help is inseparable from awake awareness. That's the combination of Chinese medicine and wisdom, as many Buddhist traditions like to describe it as, non-dual traditions. So for my Chinese medicine friends out there, or any kind of practitioner, this is our practice is a wonderful one to integrate our views of the world, because we're constantly interfacing at somewhat intimate and deep levels with those around us. And that's not the full picture, right? The full picture includes that of wisdom, to understand in an embodied level the view that form and emptiness are inseparable from one another. And then the last stand of this triangle triad is compassion, which thankfully our profession naturally cultivates in us, because we are interfacing with suffering all the time, and there's an instinctual desire to want to help. Wisdom, love, and integration. So may we continue to develop ourselves, may we continue to help develop those around us, and maybe develop our technologies, both traditional and modern, to be effective in these three things.